So we're going to try and stay that way during this interview, but I want to just set the table for the audience here and say that Liz has been a calling out from the wilderness about this for the better part of a decade, at least, and perhaps more. And just like those, the deposition of Jonathan Oddi, that seemed like a crazy crackpot thing to say back in 2018, but has been proven right again and again and again. It's like some people just are able to see some dark truths that maybe the rest of us don't want to. And so I just want to take a step back, Liz, because you're the expert, and explain what we learned this week about Cassie, Diddy, Jonathan Oddi, and maybe expand that world for us.
Absolutely. So you want to start with Jonathan Oddi?
Yeah, why not go there?
Okay, so Jonathan Oddi, as you explained earlier, so he is the person that went to Trump Doral in Miami in 2018. And I'm sure you saw the footage of him at the hotel, and he went there with an American flag, and he draped the American flag at the front desk in the lobby. And then he was running around with a handgun. And in the footage, you can see he's kind of sloppy. He's kind of like this cartoonish character. He trips twice. Like it literally looks like a sketch from Mr. Bean. And of course, he was arrested. He was involved in a shootout, and he was arrested by police. And then he was interrogated by police. And that video was made public years ago. And in that video, he said that he did not intend to hurt anyone. He went to Trump's hotel because he was trying to warn President Trump about Diddy, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. And he said that he was one of Diddy's sex workers. Now, he claims that these people are members of the cabal. They're involved in satanic rituals, including pedophilia, the animal abuse, dark satanic rituals. And he said that they are plotting to kill President Trump. And we all know that years later, they attempted to assassinate President Trump. So, of course, he was right about that. So, as you mentioned earlier, at the time when this video came out, everyone just thought this guy was nuts. Nobody believed him. He was completely dismissed, right? Well, the bombshell that happened this week is that Cassie Ventura, who is Diddy's ex-girlfriend, she's been on the stand all week, and she took the stand today as well. She confirmed that Jonathan Oddi indeed was one of Diddy's sex workers. So when he said in his interrogation video that he was one of Diddy's sex workers, and he said he was more of a sex slave, he was telling the truth. So now we have to analyze everything else he said, because if he was telling the truth about that, maybe we should believe him about the other stuff. In terms of his claims that they're all involved in some kind of an Illuminati club where they engage in satanic rituals. Let me just start off with Diddy. So Diddy, he's had several people accuse him of conducting satanic rituals, and some of them have done it on the record. So I'll go back years ago. There was a blind item in Crazy Days and Nights that said that Diddy was on a yacht somewhere, I think in Italy, off the coast of Italy years ago. And he instructed one of his staff members to go get a live goat. They brought the goat to the yacht, and allegedly he sacrificed this live goat in a satanic ritual on the yacht. Fast forward to last year, there was a docuseries that came out where a former security guard for Diddy went on the record, and he said that when Diddy was on the way to the trial for his 1990 nightclub shooting in New York, when he was headed to hear that verdict, he had his security team stop in Central Park on the way to the courthouse. And when he got to Central Park, he met with a man, and they engaged in some kind of satanic ritual where he killed a bird. So there have been people that know Diddy that claim they have seen him engage in satanic rituals. So again, going back to Jonathan Oddi, his claims don't sound so crazy anymore, do they, Betty?
Well, when he says that they're going to kill President Trump like JFK, that was unthinkable. I mean, I know that it's now, I know the past is prologue, so we now are like, wow, he got shot in Butler. But at the time, even when that news broke, it was unthinkable. You don't assassinate presidents like the old dirty old fashioned way, right? Lone gunman on a rooftop at a live rally. That's not the way that this happens. But Jonathan Oddi said it will happen just like JFK.